Beneath the first blush of morning, when the desert awakens with a sigh, the golden sands shimmer like molten fire under the newborn sky. A lone rider, cloaked in the light of courage, stands atop the dune, eyes fixed beyond the horizon, heart attuned to a silent tune. The wind, whispering secrets older than time itself, caresses his face, lifting the veil of sleep and doubt, and in that breath, the soul remembers. The desert is not merely sand, but a canvas for the fearless. Each step upon the dunes is a story, each grain of sand, a memory of battles won, and dreams chased. He recalls nights under the endless vault of stars, where the falcon of hope circles tirelessly, guiding his heart. The horizon glows in molten gold, a promise of what lies beyond the realm of comfort. No city walls, no gilded halls, can contain the spirit that seeks the infinite, for in the vast emptiness, the heart finds its roar. As the sun climbs higher, the sands awaken, swirling like a golden ocean. Dunes rise and fall, like the chest of a slumbering giant. Our rider moves with silent grace, feet barely leaving traces, yet leaving echoes of legend behind. Each step is a rhythm, a heartbeat, a drum of courage. The falcon above circles, sharp eyes scanning the expanse. Its shadow dances upon the golden waves, a herald of freedom, a witness to the journey of kings. Memories rise like mirages, childhood dreams, fleeting yet bright, voices of those who dared before, whispering strength. He recalls the stories of warriors, poets, dreamers, of nights spent under the moon's silver watch, and days where the sun tested the soul with its relentless gaze. Through dust and wind, the journey unfolds, not merely across the desert, but across the landscape of the heart. Every grain of sand teaches patience, every gust of wind speaks of resilience, every golden shimmer reminds of the light waiting beyond struggle. The journey is not without challenge. Shadows creep among the dunes, cold nights where even the fire seems to shrink in fear. Loneliness whispers, yet he answers only with determination, for a heart that beats for adventure knows no surrender. Mirages rise like ghosts of doubt, tempting with illusions of ease, of comfort, of the forgotten path. But the rider's eyes, fixed on golden horizons, pierce the veil, for courage is the lantern that illuminates the unseen. The desert tests him with storms, sand biting like silent daggers, yet he rides on, falcon's wings guiding his purpose. Memories of those who believed, who loved, who dared, fuel the fire that burns brighter than the noon sun. He whispers to the winds, I am not merely passing through, I am becoming. I am the echo of every dream, the embodiment of every hope, the bearer of every dawn. In the heart of the desert, silence speaks the loudest, and in that stillness, visions arise, mirages of destiny, golden cities, kingdoms of the soul, treasures not of wealth, but of wisdom, honor and the pure light of living truly. He rides through valleys of shadow and peaks of fire, learning that each challenge is a gift, each hardship a teacher, each step a testament to the strength that resides within. The falcon dives, then rises, mirroring his resolve, showing him that freedom is not found, but earned. The horizon calls, not with a whisper but with a roar, and he answers, not with fear, but with the courage of the infinite. The sun blazes overhead, like a crown of molten gold, casting long shadows across the restless dunes. The wind rises, carrying whispers of ancient trials, sand swirling like spirits, testing the will of the fearless. Our rider grips the reins, eyes narrowing against the storm, every gust a challenge, every grain of sand a reminder. Courage is forged in adversity, and the soul that bends not to trial becomes unbreakable. Lightning cracks across the sky in distant storms, thunder rolling like the heartbeat of the earth itself. He rides on, each step a defiance of fear, each breath a testament to the fire burning within. The desert is not merely land, it is a crucible, where warriors of the spirit are tempered. Through heat and wind, through fire and shadow, he learns that every struggle carries its own secret treasure, the strength of self, the clarity of purpose, the song of endurance. At night, the desert cools, but the heart remains aflame, memories of past victories dancing with the stars. He recalls every falcon's flight, every golden horizon glimpsed, and knows that the journey itself is the reward. Flames of the campfire reflect in his eyes, mirroring the resolve that no storm can extinguish. Even when the wind screams like 1,000 voices, even when the sands bite like daggers in the dark, he whispers to the night, I am the storm and the calm, the fire and the shadow. I am unbroken. Through these trials of wind and fire, he becomes not just a traveler, but a seeker of truth, a bearer of courage, a king of his own destiny. The desert bows not to the weak, but it honors the steadfast, and he rides onward unshaken toward horizons golden and infinite. Night drapes the desert in a velvet cloak, stars like scattered jewels strewn across infinity. The wind slows, carrying the faint perfume of distant oases, and the rider halts, lifted by a quiet awe. Above, the constellations sing their ancient songs, whispers of warriors, poets and kings who roamed before. Each star a beacon, each galaxy a story, a cosmic orchestra guiding those brave enough to listen. He lies upon the sand, heart sinking with the universe, feeling the pulse of creation in the silence of night. The falcon perched nearby folds its wings, eyes reflecting the shimmering paths of celestial light. In the hush he recalls the journey, the scorching sun, the swirling storms, the endless dunes. Every trial, every step, every heartbeat brought him closer to understanding that life is a tapestry of courage, perseverance and dreams. A shooting star streaks across the horizon, and he whispers a vow to the universe, to rise, to conquer, to live without regret, to chase horizons not for glory but for the fire within. The night speaks in melodies only the brave can hear. Each gust of wind a note, each shadow a verse. The desert, though silent, teaches the greatest lessons, patience, humility, and the eternal pursuit of purpose. He stands, feeling the weight of the stars in his soul, their light illuminating paths unseen, guiding him toward golden horizons beyond imagination, where dreams and destiny meet in a dance of eternal fire. Even in solitude, he knows he is never alone. The cosmos walks with him, the wind whispers courage, the dunes remember his passage, and the falcon's shadow reminds him, freedom is earned by the heart that dares to soar. The dawn breaks over the desert like a golden symphony, shimmering light spilling over dunes that have borne witness to the struggles, the dreams and the relentless courage of the rider. Each step now feels lighter, each gust of wind a gentle hand guiding him forward. The storms behind him have faded into memory, and the horizon glows with promise, ablaze with potential. He rides with the falcon circling above, their spirits intertwined in a dance of triumph and freedom. The sands beneath him, once harsh and testing, now feel like the applause of the earth itself, honoring his perseverance. Through valleys of shadow and peaks of fire, through nights that whispered doubt and days that scorched the soul, he has arrived at the edge of golden horizons, where dreams are no longer distant but tangible. The desert opens like a kingdom of endless light, oases shimmering like emerald jewels, palms swaying in rhythm with the heartbeat of life, and the winds carrying tales of courage to the farthest corners of the earth. In this triumph he does not boast, for true victory is quiet, a deep resonant joy that fills the soul without noise. He looks to the falcon and smiles, understanding that freedom is not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of it. Golden horizons stretch beyond sight, a reminder that life is an endless journey, each victory a stepping stone to the next dream, each challenge a teacher, each dune a monument of courage. He raises his hand toward the sun, feeling its warmth infuse his spirit with power and purpose. The rider, once solitary against the vast expanse, now feels the presence of every soul who dared, every heart that dreamed, every spirit that refused to yield. And as he rides beyond the final crest, the desert opens into a world of infinite possibility, where the golden light of dawn merges with the fire of his heart, and the horizon whispers a timeless truth. The journey is eternal, the spirit is unbroken, and the courage within is boundless as the desert itself. At last the rider crests the final dune, and before him stretches a horizon bathed in pure gold, a realm where the desert meets the sky, where dreams awaken into reality, and every trial faced becomes a monument of glory. The wind carries the songs of the earth, rustling through the sands like a chorus of praise. The falcon circles above, its wings slicing the air with effortless grace, a living emblem of freedom, of vision, of mastery. He dismounts, feet sinking into sands that have witnessed his journey, hands brushing the grains like the pages of a sacred book, each one telling the story of perseverance, courage, and unwavering hope. The sun, a molten orb at the edge of the world, kisses the horizon with flames of brilliance, and the rider feels a surge within, a fire that cannot be dimmed, a spirit that cannot be contained. Every shadow of doubt, every mirage of fear, every trial of wind, fire and sand, now fades into insignificance before the light of achievement. He realizes the truth that Fazza's heart always knew: victory is not merely reaching the destination, but embracing the journey. With all its storms, all its whispers, all its golden trials, the desert stretches infinitely, yet he feels at home in its boundless embrace. For the rider is not merely a traveler, he is a seeker of horizons, a dreamer of the impossible, a king of the unseen, a poet of the sands, and a falcon of the skies. He lifts his gaze, and the horizon responds, a canvas of infinite light and possibility. He walks forward, not because the journey ends, but because the heart that dares cannot rest.
Every dune conquered becomes a promise, every sunrise a hymn to courage, every grain of sand a testament to dreams lived fully, and every step beyond the golden horizon, a declaration, I am here, I dared, I became. The falcon lands beside him, talons brushing the sands, and in that moment, rider and bird are one bound by vision, by freedom, by the eternal pursuit of greatness. Golden horizons stretch endlessly beyond, not as a limit, but as an invitation, a call to every heart that beats with fire, to rise, to journey, to conquer, and to live without fear. And in the silence of the desert, under the blaze of eternal light, he whispers to the wind, this is only the beginning. The desert now lies quiet, yet alive with memory, each dune a monument to courage, each grain of sand a silent witness. The rider pauses, eyes tracing the endless golden horizon, feeling the weight and the freedom of a journey, both conquered and infinite. He knows the horizon is not an end, but a beginning, reborn in light and spirit. For every sunset that dips below the dunes, brings the promise of another dawn, another trial, another song. The falcon rises, wings slicing the air, casting shadows that dance like fire upon the sands. Its cry is a hymn, a reminder that life is motion, that the heart must never settle, that the soul must never tire. He walks among the dunes, each step resonating with the rhythm of the earth, listening to the whispers of the wind, the murmurs of the past, the hopes of the unseen. The desert speaks in riddles of strength, of humility, and he absorbs every word, every breath, every echo. Stars begin their eternal vigil above, glistening like diamonds scattered across the infinite canvas. He remembers nights spent under their glow, dreaming, daring, believing, and he understands that the journey is eternal, a circle of courage that begins anew with every heartbeat. Golden horizons now are not just sights, they are symbols, living truths etched into the soul. Every challenge faced becomes a story, every triumph a song, every moment a brushstroke in the masterpiece of life. He lifts his hands to the sky, feeling the pulse of the universe, the heartbeat of every warrior, poet, and seeker who dared. And in that stillness, he knows, to live fully, to dream wildly, to love fiercely, this is the eternal journey. Even as the winds of time shift the sands, even as the falcon returns to the heights of the sky, the spirit remains unbroken, the fire unextinguished. For courage is not a destination, but a state of being, a flame within, a golden horizon within reach of all who dare. He smiles, feeling the weight and the lightness of life entwined, and whispers to the desert, to the wind, to the stars, I am a traveler, a dreamer, a seeker, and this journey, this eternal journey, is mine to live, mine to honor, mine to share. The golden horizons stretch forever, yet in their boundless light he is complete. Not because the journey ends, but because he has become the journey, the courage, the hope, the eternal fire. And in that realization, the desert sings his name, echoing across dunes, across time, across the hearts of all who dare.